Sometimes love doesn't fail because of betrayal. Sometimes it fails because of uncertainty. And sometimes the most painful goodbyes happen between two people who still love God and still love each other. This is the story of Mara and Elias. They met the way many African Christian love stories begin. In church. Not at the altar. Not during prayer. But in service. Mara was arranging chairs for the youth fellowship when she noticed him. Elias had arrived early, sleeves rolled up, helping the media team connect speakers that didn't seem to cooperate. She admired how calm he was. How patient. How he smiled even when things went wrong. Elias noticed her too. Not because she was loud. Not because she demanded attention. But because she carried a quiet confidence. The kind that came from knowing God personally. Their conversations started small. Praise God. Can you help me with this? Are you coming for the next meeting? But slowly, small conversations became longer ones. They talked about ministry, about faith, about family, and without realizing it, they started walking the same path. Elias was the kind of man every church mother prayed their daughters would meet. Responsible, respectful, consistent. He never missed Sunday service. He led prayers when asked. He avoided gossip. And when he spoke about God, it wasn't loud, but it was sincere. Mara admired that. She had always prayed for a man who feared God more than he feared people. And Elias admired Mara's devotion. She didn't just attend church. She lived her faith. She prayed before decisions. She spoke with kindness. She listened more than she talked. To Elias, she felt safe. When they officially started dating, it felt right. They prayed before saying yes. They set boundaries. They involved mentors. Everyone around them smiled knowingly. This one is serious. These two will marry. You can see God in this. And for a long time, it truly felt that way. They prayed together. Sometimes in church after service. Sometimes on phone calls late at night. Sometimes silently, sitting side by side. They spoke about marriage carefully, but with hope. Not rushed. Not careless. Just hopeful. Mara imagined a future filled with shared prayers, shared laughter, shared purpose. Elias imagined stability. Order. A good Christian home. But somewhere along the journey, something shifted. It didn't happen suddenly. It happened quietly. Elias started feeling restless. Not unhappy. Not angry. Just unsettled. When Mara talked about the future, his chest tightened. When people joked about their wedding, he laughed but felt pressure. He started asking himself questions he couldn't answer. Was this God's will? Or was he simply comfortable? Was he choosing out of faith? Or out of fear of starting over? Mara noticed the changes before Elias admitted them. She noticed how conversations about marriage ended quickly. How phrases like "when the time is right" replaced "soon." She noticed how Elias prayed less confidently about their future. And though he still showed up, still cared, still treated her well. Something felt missing. Clarity. Mara began to pray more. Not prayers of gratitude, but prayers of concern. Lord, if I have done something wrong, show me. If I need to grow, teach me. If this relationship is not from you, give me strength. She fasted. She sought counsel. But deep inside, she was afraid. Afraid that loving Elias meant slowly losing herself. In African culture, time speaks. Families start asking questions. Friends start expecting progress. Church members start watching. How long have you been together? So when is the introduction? We are waiting for good news. Mara smiled politely. But each question felt heavier than the last. Elias, on the other hand, felt trapped in his own mind. He loved Mara. He respected her. He admired her faith. But love without certainty began to feel like dishonesty. He worried constantly. What if I marry her and realize later she wasn't the one? What if I hurt her more by continuing? What if God never told me to move forward? Fear disguised itself as wisdom. And hesitation disguised itself as patience. One evening, Elias sat alone under a tree near his home. The African sun was setting slowly, painting the sky in deep orange and gold. He prayed, but the prayers felt heavy. God, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to lead someone wrongly. I don't want to disappoint you. But no clear answer came. Only silence. Mara felt the silence too. Silence in conversations. Silence in planning. Silence in certainty. One night, after another emotionally draining conversation, she broke down. Not in front of Elias. Not in front of friends. But alone. On her knees. Tears falling freely. God, I'm tired. I'm tired of waiting. I'm tired of hopping. I'm tired of loving someone who is unsure of me. She paused, then whispered the hardest prayer of all. If letting go will bring peace, give me the courage to obey. Eventually, the conversation neither of them wanted could no longer be avoided. They met in the early evening, under a familiar tree where they had once laughed and dreamed. This time the air was heavy. Elias spoke first. I've been praying, he said. Mara nodded. So have I. There was a long silence. Then Elias spoke the words Mara feared most. I care about you deeply, but I'm not sure I can lead you. The words landed heavily. Not cruel. Not harsh. Just painfully honest. Mara felt her heart break, not because he didn't love her, but because love wasn't enough. She looked at him, eyes full of tears but voice steady. I don't need perfection, she said. I need clarity. I need peace. Elias looked down. I don't have it. And in that moment, Mara understood something painful but freeing. Uncertainty is an answer. Letting go wasn't easy. It felt like tearing away a part of herself. But she knew something deep in her spirit. God's peace would never compete with someone's confusion. So she chose obedience over attachment. Faith over fear. Clarity over comfort. They parted respectfully. No anger. No insults. No bitterness. Just quiet heartbreak. Weeks passed. Mara returned to church, not broken but healing. She worshipped freely again. She smiled genuinely. She felt lighter. And Elias watched from a distance, learning the cost of hesitation. Learning that clarity delayed can become love lost. Sometimes God removes people not because they are bad, but because they are unsure. And sometimes letting go is the most faithful thing you can do.
If this story has blessed you, please like, share, subscribe, follow Kingdom Love Stories Africa. God bless you.